We are live. And
They found
goodbye.
me. They found me.
Welcome back to some more of the Gamers Unrest podcast. It has been 3 weeks since we've last talked.
Yes, it has.
Looking at you. Looking at you.
Looking at me? You
Looking
looking
at
at me?
you.
All right,
Unrest
let's fucking go.
podcast
Let's fucking go,
has
bro.
been.
Let's
Oh
go.
god, I forgot to mute the stream. Whoops.
You forgot to. Oh.
I hate it when I do that. I hate it when I do that so much. What's with the
You hate
lighting?
hearing your own voice.
Well, imagine listening to the podcast like with a 15 to 30 second delay while trying to do
Jesus
the podcast live. That's why I have to remember to mute the thing.
Yeah. Your internet always has been. Oh, look, a bottle of water.
It's a cup of water, not a
Just
bottle
like-
of water. Get it right.
It is whatever I want it to be.
No, you hear me. This is This is not a bottle of water. This is a cup of water. There's a clear
Motherfucker,
difference.
It is what I want it to be.
You know what?
Go?
No,
Let's
no.
fucking do
This friendship's
Fucking do this.
over.
Let's go.
This friendship's over
Go.
because you can't distinguish a fucking bottle of water from a cup of water.
Well, shit. Oh, time to go back to bounty hunting.
And bye. All right. So, what have you been playing these past few weeks?
I've recently gotten back into playing Borderlands 2. I'm getting used to playing the Gunzerker, like a lot, even though it's not leveled up as it should be. I'm still waiting on Arcane Adventures to fix one of the bugs, because one of the bugs is the enemies will fly up into the air when you hit them, and you won't be able to hit them anymore. And I think the last one I've been playing is not Grimmaclick. It's in my Steam library. Hold on. Blur, good blur. I'm so sorry. I've actually been playing a lot of Air Mech.
Oh, Aramec, huh?
In my off time. Yeah.
I used to play that, and then I just fell out of it. I might try to get back into it down the road.
Yeah.
It was interesting for what I played.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your favorite mech during your time playing?
I don't even remember. It's been that long.
Oh, mine's the Warthog. The guy with the minigun, yeah. But yeah, it's nothing like too serious. Like when I played Air Mech, it was more of like, let's see how many challenge maps I can do and how many times I die. Let's just time that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I have been playing a lot of. Well, I got a number of games from Humble Bundle. So I've been playing a lot of those, mainly Tricky Towers and Move or Die, out of the Humble Bundle stuff. Because both of those games are really fun, because Tricky Towers is basically Tetris, but physics.
Yeah.
And then Move or Die is, well, the name says it all. You move to gain health, you die if you stand still.
Ooh.
So you have to constantly be moving. It's a really good party game, though.
I can imagine. I've seen a few videos on it. I haven't played it myself. It seems like hell, though.
It's really fun when you get into it. Although, it can, as I've learned, it can make people very salty. I've made 2 people throw controllers from playing Move or Die.
Damn.
It's some kind of new record.
That's fucking crazy.
And a few games came out for Switch since the last time we've talked. Both Puyo Puyo Tetris and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Both of those came out for the Switch. I've been playing a bit both of them, mainly Puyo Puyo Tetris, since that had, this is its first time getting localized since being released in Japan back in, in 2014. And it's got a bunch of different modes. You've got your standard Tetris mode, which is basically, it's Tetris. There's enough to say about it. And then you have Puyo, which is basically,
Right.
if you don't know what that is, it's a, Puyo Pop is a match 4 game. And then pieces drop and you try to make combos like that. But there's a bunch of crazy modes that combine the two. So, for example, there's Swap, where you've got a Puyo board, and then you've got a Tetris board. And then, say you're on the Tetris board, and then the timer runs out. Then you start playing on the Puyo board, and it keeps going back and forth until you fill up one of your boards. If you fill up one of your boards, you're out.
Damn.
The other mode that really caught my eye, well, actually, there were 3 modes that caught my eye, never mind, not just 2. Another mode that caught my eye is Fusion, which is you have to play both Puyo Pop and Tetris on the same board. Like, there's no swapping. They're just both on the same board. And because of the way it's designed, you can make some absolutely ridiculous combos in that.
How ridiculous are we talking?
Like, so when you make combos in either Puyo Pop or Tetris, you drop junk pieces on your opponent's board to basically make their stack higher to try to make them fail. I made a ridiculous combo one time, which it was so crazy that my opponent could not even do anything because of all the junk pieces.
Damn!
That is how insane Fusion can be. The last of the modes that really caught my attention is called Big Bang. So you basically have a predetermined Puyo or Tetris board, depending on which one you choose. And you have to use the pieces to basically try to clear the board as fast as possible. So Big Bang out of the 3 is by far the most fast-paced. But Puyo Puyo Tetris, really fun. I highly recommend it. And since I got the physical copy, and I pre-ordered it, I actually got 2 keychains with it. So I got myself a Puyo keychain. And a...
Let me say it again. Real quick.
I got a Puyo keychain.
Oh, damn.
And a Tetris keychain.
Holy shit.
Which is cool. Mario Kart Deluxe, on the other hand, it's Mario Kart. It's better. It's got all the DLC along with some new characters, like Inklings are brand new characters. The battle mode's fixed, which is great, yet I still haven't played the battle mode. I should probably get on that, because I went to a friend's place yesterday, and we played a bunch of games. Like, we played some Puyo Puyo Tetris, we played some Move or Die, we played some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we played a little bit of everything. And then I was the last one to get picked up, so because of that, I kind of just sat in my friend's room and watched him play Persona 5 some more. Because he's also got Persona 5.
Does the new Mario Kart still have Rainbow Road?
It's got 3 Rainbow Roads.
Fuck yeah! Extra salt for the whole family.
It's got the Rainbow Road from 8, obviously. It's got the N64 Rainbow Road and the SNES Rainbow Road.
Salt for the whole family.
Yep. That's how I like it.
Oh my god. You want salt with those fries?
I always want salt with my fries.
Fuck yeah, dude. Salt on
Without
fries
any
is like
milk.
the best.
Anyway, here's something that was really interesting. I beat both Guitar Hero 2 and Guitar Hero Encore Rocks the 80s, and then immediately afterwards my memory card corrupted.
Oh yeah, I saw that tweet, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I lost everything on that memory card, but it's not the main memory card. So I've got 2 different PS2 memory cards. And this is basically the one that I started using because it got the card that I originally had, that got filled up. So I had to switch to another one. But I've got a new one here. This is a new PS2 memory card. I still got to put some data on it. I do have a theory of what happened because of something a friend of mine told me. Which was, if you... The hell, I just heard something unplug. I hope it's nothing important. You can still hear me, right? Okay, cool. But he told me something interesting, which was, apparently, if you have a save for Soul Calibur 3 on PS2, that can potentially corrupt your memory card. Now, I don't recall putting a save on my memory card for Soul Calibur 3, but that's entirely possible that I might have for a stream one time, which would probably be enough. Which sucks that it happened, but I think I only had like 5 games saves on there. Like, I had Guitar Hero 1, which I barely played, Guitar Hero 2, Guitar Hero Encore Roxy A's, Guitar Hero 5, and Mega Man X Collection.
Yeah.
So, not too much data lost. I'm glad I didn't lose my frickin' Persona 3 and Persona 4 PS2 data. Because that's on the main memory card. Because those games are long, because... Well, that transitions into another game I've been playing, Persona 5, because I've been recording it. And it also transitions pretty nicely into my statement of how long those games are, because... So I've actually got Persona 5 booted up right now, and I'm probably going to go back, because I'm currently doing grinding. It is currently in-game, from where I'm at, September 6th. I am 119 episodes into recordings. So, I've been putting a lot of time into Persona 5. Like, a lot of time. Actually, what is my, clock even at?
Okami,
Yeah?
you're sucking the dick of Persona 5.
It's a good game. I've put 63 hours into Persona 5 currently.
You're sucking its dick. You need to stop. It's becoming a habit.
Mm-hmm.
A bad habit.
Bad habit, but it's a bad habit that's so good.
God damn it.
So yeah, that's been happening. Looking forward to being able to continue to record some more, which I'll probably do some more recording tonight. I don't know when the series is going to be done, because I'm sure there's going to be bonus episodes to cover some loose ends once the main series is done.
Yeah.
And the last noteworthy game I can think of at the moment that I've been playing is I started getting back into a game on the DS called Elite Beat Agents, which is a rhythm game with a bunch of songs. So it's a bunch of copyrighted songs, so kind of like Guitar Hero in a way. But I've been getting back into that. I've been trying to S-rank every stage on every difficulty. I think I've got 3 stages left on the easiest difficulty to S-rank, and then I can move on to the medium difficulty. But I've been playing that. That's really fun. It's probably going to be a good game to like play on a plane or a road trip or something. So I might be playing that during, like, for the next few weeks, and I'll definitely play it for when I have to go to Mag West, if I haven't fully completed it by then, because that's still a few months away. Otherwise, non-game related stuff, I've still had real-life stuff. I've been at work, which has been a butt. I actually had work today, but because it wasn't that busy at work today, they just let me leave 10 minutes, or like, yeah, it's not too busy, you can leave.
Damn.
Which, that's cool. I still have yet to
Crazy,
spend
man.
any of my money that I've earned from working, though. I might need... Well, I gotta find something, though, that's gonna be worth spending it on, because it's probably gonna go towards some sort of collector's edition game for something, I don't know. I'll figure something out to do with that.
You'll figure something out. You'll be fine.
I also dropped another pre-order on a video game. I dropped a pre-order on Injustice 2.
Why is that?
Because, yesterday, I was in a Skype call with some friends of mine, and we were talking about Injustice 2 and some of the new characters. And it sounded like most of the people in the Skype call were really excited for Injustice 2, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, I'll drop a pre-order so I can kick your guys' asses.
Damn.
So I got Injustice 2 on pre-order. That comes out really soon, like, let me check my calendar.
Yeah, by the way, for anyone who like thinks he's not that good, yeah, no, trust me. When it's coming from me when I say he's pretty good with it. Like I can't even lie, he kicked my ass.
Yeah, Injustice 2 comes out the 16th of May. I just checked that.
Damn.
So it's coming out really soon. I will definitely have it by the next podcast. So I'll probably have played at least a few matches. I'm not sure how much I'm going to play of it outside of playing it with friends, but for playing it with friends, it's going to be worth it.
Right.
And then I've also still had school, which school is a butt, as always.
I want you know what I want to see? I want to see you play a little bit of Mortal Kombat 10 or Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, maybe.
'Cause I haven't seen you play it since
yeah,
well, since yeah.
I've actually got 3 copies of Mortal Kombat 10. Because I got
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've got PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. So I've had a lot. But anyway, yeah, I've been at school. School's being a butt, but at the very least, I have 6 weeks left. 6 weeks left of school, and then I'm done for good. Because yep, senior life. Senior life, yo.
Senior life.
And I found out earlier today that I actually have one spare graduation invitation because apparently one of my family members had to cancel on being able to attend my graduation. So do you want to come to my graduation?
I'm just gonna go this way. I'll see you later.
I'm probably gonna be doing a countdown like that for each podcast, being like, "Hey, I have this many weeks of school left." And I'll probably just do that for each podcast.
Just like a countdown timer? Yeah.
Kind of like a countdown timer, yeah, because friggin' 6 weeks left. It's very hard to believe that I'm this close to the end of high school. You quit high school.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm sorry to say, but I did. I'm so done. Because, like...
Oh, no, I don't blame you.
Well, it's not the fact that it's stressful. That's not it. Like, I'm smart. I know how to handle this. But it's like, recently I've just gotten really lazy about it, and I kind of don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to get back into it. Because I used to complete my work, and that was it. Gone. But... you know, I just kind of lost the motivation, and it's proving difficult to get back into that sort of field of learning again.
Yeah, I've had a lot to do, like, on my plate, because I've got school, which is already... basically, all my free time has gone out the window, because I've got school, I've got work, which is going to take some more time out of my day. I've got a group meeting with friends every Monday that I go to.
Right.
I've got to run the gaming club at school. Thursdays, I can usually take that time to get some recording done since I have the house to myself for a few hours. At night, pretty much on a daily basis, where I'm watching a friend of mine go through Danganronpa 2, which he actually finished now, so we're now watching the Danganronpa 1 anime.
Daniel.
So that's been happening. I've got these streams to go through, and not only that, I still have to practice for the arcade pit tournament, because we're in round 2 now, and in these coming weeks, my round's probably going to be coming up. I know my friend Seal64, his round is today, so I'm probably going to go watch him compete once the podcast is over.
Damn.
And I really hope he wins, because if he wins his round 2 and I win my round 2, we're going to be facing off in round 3.
Ooh.
Which is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I can link you to the stream once the podcast is over, so you can watch.
Oh yeah. Yes, please.
But it's a lot of fun. Because it's basically just like, how much do you know about video games, and how good are you at video games? You gotta have a mishmash of the two. Along with a little bit of how good are you at drawing stuff from video games. Because that's one of the categories, is draw a prompt from a video game. See if you can have your team member guess it.
Ooh.
A lot of interesting stuff goes down. That mostly covers what I've been doing.
I have mainly been trolling around all sides of YouTube, and yes, even the weird side. I've just been trolling around YouTube watching videos on Nier Automata. Like, I've had a continuous just fascination with that game. I have to look at every nook and cranny just to see what's going on in that kind of universe and why it fascinates me so well. And it's not just the fact that it's like a fighting game, or you get to fight these colossal monsters. That's part of it, but no. I think there are a lot of story points apart from the main line forward, from the storyline forward, that you can kind of branch off and form your own thoughts of. And I found that odd. When it comes to Arcane Adventures, I'm just waiting for the bugs to be fixed, but mainly me and we have like a clan of three. Um, there's me, there's my friend Jack, and then there's my friend Shim, and we're basically trolling
Jack the
around.
Shim.
Yep, pretty much. Oh yeah, they're gonna appreciate that name. Um, but yeah, we're basically just trolling around, like finding people to fight and everything. You know, it's kind of fun being able to have like that kind of free roam in such a simplified kind of block like game. You know, it's fun. Um, as for Borderlands 2, I'm actually kind of just repeating boss fights. I mean, it's nothing too interesting with what I do. Um, and I'm just kind of repeating the Warriors boss fights in Borderlands 2.
Trying to
I
get
have,
good gear from that.
well, not just that, but I'm trying to like,
Level up.
well, yeah, I'm trying to get the conference call two separate times.
Uh,
That's gonna be fun.
gotcha.
And it hasn't dropped yet, but I'm fighting it with my Gunzerker, and that's even worse because my Gunzerker is under the level it's supposed to be.
That's not good.
Oh yeah, it's like 10 levels under. I'm not supposed to be fighting this thing, but my friend hosts the game, and he lets me just farm the thing, so it's fun, really. It really is. If there was a game, like moving on to the next subject, if there was a game that I could get like just scot-free, you know, game to play, I would definitely get Guitar Hero. I'm not gonna lie, I've been a fan of the series, and most of the songs on there I really, really do like. And I love rhythm games in general.
Yeah, same. That's why I got back into Elite Beat Agents, and like if I ever need to like have a game to, I guess, quote unquote relax to, I just load up Guitar Hero.
Right. It's so fun though. Like those kinds of rhythm games, like Sound Voltex, and freaking like Guitar Hero and Guitaru Man.
Yeah,
It's immersive.
I only wish that Guitar Hero would go back to how it used to be instead of the weird Guitar Hero Live we have nowadays.
Doesn't
Guitar Hero
sound like
Live it's different.
How different are we talking? Like straying away from the beaten path or staying outside?
Let me. Here. I've got my regular Guitar Hero controller here. So, like, you know how on a regular Guitar Hero controller here, you've got 5 fret buttons, like these buttons?
Right?
On a Guitar Hero Live controller, you only have 3. But it's like each fret button is like 2 buttons. Like, you basically have like a left button and then a right button. So you got one like on each side, like one here and one here.
Okay.
Other than that, gameplay-wise, it's mostly the same. It's just really weird to get used to compared with... I personally prefer the 5 fret buttons instead of having 3 fret buttons that you press in one direction or the other.
If I'm being completely honest, I'm a controller person. I failed pretty bad through it, but I got through the whole song. I faced off against my friend who had a full controller, and we were playing Through the Fire and Flames on hard. You can see where this is going. And I was failing quite a bit, but I remember I did a lot better with the controller than I did with any other form of like controller. Like I didn't do any good with the guitar, mostly because my fingers couldn't reach down and get the orange or blue.
Yeah. Like I started Guitar Hero 3 with a controller, but then I got to some of the later songs where you have to have really fast drumming speed, which trying to button mash a button will not do that job for you. So you would actually need to get a guitar controller to be able to get past that. Though that is one of the... I mean, there are also 2 achievements tied to using a controller to play Guitar Hero, which is... One's for beating the campaign on Hard or Expert while using a controller, which that one is glitched.
How so?
All you need to do is beat the campaign with a guitar controller on Hard or Expert, and then if you load up the game again using a controller and you load up Hard or Expert, you just unlock the achievement.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's really strange. Your achievement being, I think it's win 10 online battles using a controller. I think that's enough talking about what we've been playing these past weeks. Let's go into news.
Alright, then.
You want to start your news off since you didn't get to last time?
How about you? I need to go over my notes, actually.
Alright, new Games of Gold list has been revealed, and you can already get the first set of games for May. We've got Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut for the entire month. This is on Xbox One. And from the 16th to June 15th, you can get Lara Croft in the Temple of Osiris. Is that how you pronounce that? I'm going with that. So, those are the Xbox One games. Xbox 360, on the other hand, is celebrating Star Wars month. Because their free games are Star Wars the Force Unleashed 2. You can get that during the first half of May, also known as right now. Go download that. I should probably go do the same, except I'll find a physical copy later. And during the second half of May, you can get LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, which I've already played it on Wii, so I don't think it's getting that much different. PlayStation Plus games, we've got Drawn to Death, and Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time for PS4. I've heard of Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time because I've actually seen someone play it. It looks to be very FTL-ish, which definitely catches my interest. It's like FTL, but 4-player. On PlayStation 3, we have Invisimals, The Lost Kingdom, and Alien Rage Extended Edition. I have not heard of either of these. Moving on. For both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita, we got 10 Second Ninja, which I have played this on DSi. Really interesting game. It's basically you have very short courses and you have 10 seconds to get through them. Really cool concept. And you can also get Curses and Chaos, which I would, but thanks to Limited Run Games, I've already got a physical copy of that. Humble Monthly has dropped for May's Humble Monthly. So in this Humble Monthly, it featured Dirt Rally and Inside. So those are the two games you got at the start. Along with that, the newly revealed games that you can now get if you subscribe to Humble Monthly are This Is the Police, Undertale, Metrico Plus, Gunner, Underwear, A Turing Test, Super Rude Bear Resurrection, A2BE, which I'm sure is supposed to be some sort of chemistry joke. That's what's in this Humble Monthly. And for the next Humble Monthly, the featured game is Stellaris, which is normally $40, but if you subscribe for about like $10, you can get that immediately, along with whatever else is going to be in June's Humble Monthly. Next up on the list, Breath of the Wild DLC. Light has been shed on that. Pack 1 has been revealed to have the ability for the map to track the last 200 hours you have traveled in-game. So it tracks your... I can't hear you at all for some reason.
Oh. Yeah, my mic was muted.
Why was your mic muted?
Reasons.
Alright. Anyway, yeah, you can track the last 200 hours of traveling on your map, which is, I think, is a really cool idea. You get a travel medallion, which allows you to make a single fast travel point. There's the Trial of the Sword, where you have to fight onslaughts of enemies, but you start with absolutely no equipment. But if you manage to get through it, then the Master Sword always stays upgraded, which is really nice since the Master Sword otherwise is surprisingly very not worth it.
How so? Seems like it would be a powerful weapon, though. I mean,
Okay, it can be, but the problem with it is, so you know how weapons break in Breath of the Wild, right?
right?
Same for the Master Sword, kind of. It doesn't break per se, but basically if you use it too much, it loses its energy and you have to wait 10 in-game hours for it to recharge. Otherwise, it only does 30 damage. It will do 60 though if you're in a dungeon. Or if you're near Guardians. So, kind of not worth it. But so I'm assuming the upgrade Master Sword will at least be able to always do 60 damage no matter where you are. Maybe also with the ability to not break. That's also possible, because when you're in dungeons, the Master Sword also doesn't break, as far as I've seen. Hard mode is going to be added, where enemies will regain health over time, and they will go up a level. So say, for example, you're fighting red bokoblins. Now they're going to be blue bokoblins, which is like the next step up for their family. This is also going to allow you to see enemies of levels that you could not otherwise see for that reason. There's going to be some new costumes. There's the mask, like Majora's Mask, Midna's helmet from Twilight Princess, the Tingle outfit, and the Phantom gear from Phantom Hourglass / Spirit Tracks. And there's also going to be a Korok mask, which will allow you to detect Korok seeds, which is nice if you haven't already found all 900 of them like I have. But it'll be nice to at least have. And miscellaneous news I have found. Forza Horizon 3 is getting a Hot Wheels expansion. Which is...
Forza Horizon.
Yeah. Getting a Hot Wheels expansion. Yep. Which just seems like a match made in heaven for concept at least.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, a new Call of Duty game has been announced. Call of Duty World War II. I'm gonna brush that off and move on.
Kill it with fire.
Yes, please. The new Nintendo 2DS has been announced, and design-wise, it actually looks pretty good. Like, if you haven't gotten a 3DS yet, this might be the time to jump on, because it's a 2DS, so it's not going to be as expensive as a 3DS, and design-wise, it's pretty efficient. It folds again, which is good compared with, let me see if I can... yeah, I've got my 3DS here. So, like, how this one opens up like this, and then like that. That's a better design compared with... If I can get my 2DS out. It's a better, decision to design it like that compared with this.
God damn.
It looks like a fucking doorstop. So that's what that is. Nintendo, once again, is not going to be presenting at E3. They'll probably have a few games on the show floor, but they're not going to give any sort of presentation.
Of course not.
And last bit of miscellaneous news, Darksiders 3 has been announced. Which, I played a little bit of Darksiders 2. I've got both Darksiders 1 and 2 on Steam, but I haven't played those ones yet. But I played a little bit of Darksiders 2 on Xbox 360, and that's about it. It's basically, as I have heard a lot, Legend of Zelda, but, like, with the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, which sounds interesting, so I might go back to that one of these days. I might even get Darksiders 3, who knows? That's all the news I have. What news have you got?
Well, let me see. So, Gravity Rush 2.
I've heard of this.
Yes. One of the characters, Kat, is now able to be dressed up to appear like 2B from Nier Automata, with matching visor and no visor attachments.
I even saw that as well.
That is pretty cool.
That sounds pretty good. I think there's supposed to be a, for Gravity Rush, I think there's supposed to be some sort of crossover with Danganronpa with costumes. Or maybe it's Persona 5, or maybe it's both. I'm not too sure.
That would be cool. Sorry about that. Anyways, Has Been Heroes has been released for Nintendo Switch on March 28th.
I have that.
Yeah, approximately $20.
Yeah, Has Been Heroes is pretty good, actually. Like,
yeah.
I was a bit skeptical of it when I first got it, but now I've played it, it's actually really interesting because it's a roguelike, but it's kind of like a tactics game as well.
Oh,
Basically,
really?
like a real-time tactics game. So basically,
Right.
you have 3 rows of heroes, and they can each attack different amounts of time. So it's like someone might be able to attack 1 time, but it's a really powerful hit, whereas someone else might be able to attack 3 times, but the hits aren't nearly as powerful. So what you have to do is, so there's a stamina meter that enemies have, and it's represented by a bunch of different blocks. So say, for example, like, I'll use 5 examples. Say they have 5 stamina blocks, and you have 3 heroes, one that hits 3 times, one that hits twice, and one that hits once.
Right.
What you can do to that enemy is first hit him with the guy who attacks 3 times. That brings the stamina down by 3. Then hit him with the guy who does 2 attacks to bring it down by 2. Then if you hit him again once his stamina is at exactly 0, then you will reduce his maximum stamina, which is
Damn.
a useful tactic to know. And whenever I play Has-Been Heroes, that's usually a tactic that I use a lot. And it's a tactic that will save your ass, but it also involves you having to do a bit of crowd control because you also have stamina, and as far as I've seen so far, pretty much anything will one-hit you when you're out of stamina. So you have to be especially careful about that. But,
Shit.
But if you hit an enemy when they're out of stamina, they go flying back, which will give you more time to be able to do what you need to do. But you also have to manage like 10 enemies in a group.
It seems like it's a turn-based game.
In a way, think of it kind of like, do you know about ATB gauges, like Final Fantasy IV, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, moving on. Lego City Undercover released for Nintendo Switch on April 4th for $60. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have a problem with this.
$60.
$60.
Yeah, $60 is a bit much. Plus, I think Lego City Undercover got kind of overshadowed by Persona 5, which came out the same day.
Right. And not only that, $60 for a family-friendly like game like this, you know, that's meant for the childlike audience. It just seems like that's a hefty price.
I mean, $60 is typically retail price, and the thing that I think is really silly is, this isn't even a new game. This is just a port.
Right.
So,
and
it might get, like, I could see it for $40 maybe.
Yeah.
$60 is a bit much, though, I will agree.
Yeah. So it seems like a more friendly game to play. As expensive as they're making it, you know, I think the people that do have it are going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Oh, for sure.
As overshadowed as it may seem.
Lego games are always good.
Yeah.
They may seem like games for kids, but they are legitimately fun.
Yeah. I remember playing the Lego Star Wars series, and that was my favorite when I was younger.
That was my jam when I was younger.
Oh yeah. Anyways, last one on the list is Graceful Explosion Machine.
I think I might have heard this once a while ago.
Yes. So, Graceful Explosion Machine... Oh, hold on. So, Graceful Explosion Machine was released for Nintendo Switch on April 6th for $12.99. Now, that's not too bad. It seems like a very, very colorful game to play, but, you know, people who are prone to seizures might have a little trouble with it, considering it seems to have a lot of colorful visual effects, which may induce, like, seizures in children, and you know, it's a hazard, but at the same time, it seems like a very fun, very kind of like very entertaining action arcade game. You basically have 3 health bars, 2 lives, and you have a combo meter as well. And you also have special abilities you can use by using like the directional pads. So you basically here, let me read it off. Skillfully pilot the graceful explosion machine, a fighter ship armed with a ludicrously overpowered quad weapon array. Lost in deep space, you'll shoot, dash, and combo your way through jewel-hued alien worlds, fighting crystalline enemies to find a way home. I read this over, and it seems like it's a very fun pastime game, like something you do to wait for your food to cook or something like that. And with how small the Nintendo Switch seems like it is, it's or the pad for it, it just seems like this is a very kind of mobile, kind of like pastime game that you can use to, let's say you're in a cafe, you're waiting for your coffee, play this game, sure. And I don't know, I can see myself buying this game. I'm not gonna lie, it seems like a very fun game to play.
You just need to get a Switch first.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the hard part for multiple reasons.
Or I can just steal my brother's. No, I'm just kidding.
God, speaking of Switch-related stuff, I don't know if we talked about this on a podcast. We might have. It was like Rain something. I want to say it was like Rain Meters. I forget what the actual program is, but there's a program that's been announced for Switch that will allow you to stream Steam games to your Switch. This is an actual thing, apparently. That's going to be coming out this year.
What?
Yeah.
But that... Hold on.
It's
but
only
that means...
It's only streaming.
Oh, okay. I thought what they were going to do is they were going to port Steam games to the Switch.
No. Well,
because I was about to say, if they're doing that, that's a huge library of games.
No, it's not quite that. Well, there are some Steam games that are getting ported to the Switch, like, say, for example, Ultimate Chicken Horse and Duck Game. Those are going to be ported to the Switch.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, those have already been confirmed. Speaking of stuff that's going to be on the Switch, another game that I remember got announced not too long ago, the Jackbox Party Pack 4 got announced. Which... Jackbox is usually fun for me, so I'll probably grab it. As of right now, though, only one game has been revealed as part of the Jackbox Party Pack, which is Fibbage 3.
Fibbage 3?
That's the game where you're given a prompt and there's like an actual answer to it, like it's a trivia prompt. So everybody fills in the blank, and you have to try to figure out which one is the right answer. And anybody who picks your answer gives you points.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah, and it's coming back.
Damn. Now I really want to just come over to your house and be like, alright, let's get it going. Fibbage, let's go.
Yo, I'd be down. You can try a bunch of these games that you've been really interested in. Like, you can try Breath of the Wild. By the next time you come over to my place, you'll probably even be able to try the DLC pack. You'll be able to try Persona 5. You'll be able to try a bunch of these games.
Let's put it this way, dude. If you let me play Breath of the Wild right off the bat, you're not getting your Switch back. my brother will confirm it with me. If you hand me that controller with Breath of the Wild on that TV screen, you ain't getting it back.
You've gotten to play Breath of the Wild before on your brother's Switch?
No, but I've seen him play it, and it seems awesome.
It is, but there's so much in the game.
Oh my god. I'm surprised the fucking system isn't overheating for that shit.
Yeah, now you mention that's also really impressive. It's even off the dock. Like, granted, battery life, like, it'll only last you about 3 hours off the dock if you're playing Breath of the Wild. I learned that from my trip to Boston when I had my Switch, but I didn't have a dock to play it in. But, yeah, the battery life won't last you, but considering it's Breath of the Wild, it's impressive that it'll even last 3 hours.
Yeah. And you could with that kind of, like, free roam exploration, you'd think the system would only be able to squeeze out about an hour, maybe 45 minutes of, like, battery life.
Oh.
Consuming, like, not consuming, considering how big the whole thing is.
Supposedly, the lowest number of hours a game will be able to be played for is going to be around 2 hours. That's the
Damn.
lowest. And that's probably going to be saved for something like, say, Skyrim. And do you have any other news? Or should we start wrapping this up?
I do not have any other news. I apologize.
Alright, then. I guess that concludes this week of Gamers Unrest. What's your game of the week?
My game of the week? Let's take a look then. Alright. It is actually Borderlands 2.
Nice.
I've been getting back into it, and I'm loving the Gunzerker, so gotta say.
My game of the week still stands as Persona 5. It's gonna probably stay at that for a little while. Although I will give an honorable mention to Puyo Puyo Tetris. That is still fun to play with friends.
Yeah.
Alright.
I still can't believe Lego City Undercover is fucking $60. That sucks, man.
I'll pick it up though when it gets a price drop.
I bet you will.
Later, everyone.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
See you next week. Or 2 weeks from now, more accurately.
See ya.